Welcome to today's session. Let's get started with a neck stretch. So just lowering your chin down to your chest and back up again. Remembering, as always, to be kind to your neck today, not pulling through it at all. And coming back to center, lower one ear to the shoulder, back across center and to the other side. And back to center, let's circle that neck around. And change in direction. And coming back to center. Okay, from here I want you to come into your mermaid stretch. So bringing one shin across the front of the mat, the other one down to the side. Nice big side bends. One more. And coming back to center. Let's bring the soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide, and let's just butterfly those legs. And then let's take the legs the other way for that mermaid stretch again. Nice big side bends, warming up that body. One more. And coming back up. From here, I want you to lay down on your back. Knees are going to be bent, feet hip distance apart. From here, we're going to come into our leg slide. So just slowly sliding one foot out along the mat and drawing it back in. We're keeping our neutral spine, so just the natural curvature of the spine. Nice and slow, relax those shoulders. Let's start to think about drawing our pelvic floor up, drawing the hip bones together. That line comes in towards the spine, and we want to knit those ribs together. So you might just be thinking about sliding the tippy toes along the mat, or they might just be slightly above the mat, totally fine, whichever way. Just really focus on that lower part of the core. Let's do one more each side. And coming back up. From here, we're going to come into our single leg circle. So take one leg up towards the ceiling, pointing through those toes. We're going to come straight down the center and then out and around. So straight down the center, out and around. When you're coming out and around, you're slightly rotating those toes externally. When you're coming out and around, don't come too wide because then you can lose that core. Really important to keep drawing those hip bones together. One more. And place taking that other leg up towards the ceiling, straight down the center and out and around. So let's think about this top part. We're really good, I think, anyway, of focusing on the bottom part when we're using the legs, but you want to think about this top part as well. So draw in here, back towards the spine and up here as well. And then thinking about drawing the ribs to the hips. So remember, slightly rotating the toe externally when you're coming out and around and not coming too wide. Let's do one more. And coming back. Good job. All right, keep the feet down on the mat, hands behind the head. Now notice the gap that you have between your chin and your chest. We want to keep that the same when you're curling up. We're coming into ab curl 2. So exhale, we're going to curl up. Inhale to lower back down. So thinking about getting that breastbone up nice and high, drawing the ribs to the hips. Keep the pelvic floor drawing up and the elbows remain nice and wide. So exhale up, inhale back down. When you think about it, the eyes should sort of be looking at the tops of your knees. It's a good way to think about the eye direction. Make sure you're breathing. Let's do two more. One more. and lowering back down. Floating those feet up into tabletop position. We now want our low back pressed into the mat. Knees and feet hip distance apart. We're going to come into our oblique curl. So we curl up, take opposite shoulder to opposite hip. Inhale to lower down. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back down. Keeping the elbows wide. Notice I say shoulder crossing, not the elbow. Make sure that low back is staying pressed into the mat. From here, we're going to flow into our crisscross. So when you curl up, extend the same leg as the shoulder that's crossing. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Now, if you like, you can lower down in between. Otherwise, you can stay up and keep curling here. So if that low back starts to arch, take that foot up a little bit higher. We don't ever want to compromise the spine. Keep drawing that pelvic floor up. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down, feet nice and wide. And let's windscreen wiper those legs. Beautiful. All right, let's come over onto the forearm. Forearm is underneath the shoulder, underside of the waist lifted, feet back in line with your bottom, knees are bent, and let's lift up and come into our side plank. Take your top hand up and let's thread the needle. One more. And then that top hand, I want you to bring it down, lift that bottom hand, and we're going to rotate around into kneeling here. From here, knees behind the hips, and we're coming into our push-ups. Make sure the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. Elbows coming out at a 45-degree angle. Get that chest nice and low. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And coming back up. Right, from here, I want you to come over, pop your hands behind you, fingers are pointing towards your bottom. We're going to come into a tricep dip. So lower down, elbows skimming the ribs, and back up. Elbows, well, skimming the back of the ribs, I guess, actually. So as much as you're working your triceps, I want you to make sure you're not bringing those shoulders up. And we're going to start to add on the core a little bit more because your core should be scooped in as it is. But as you lower down, extend one leg out. Bring it back in. Other side. Bring it back in. Keep those elbows coming directly back. Still thinking about keeping the rib to hip connection. Obviously, they're coming away from each other. We're not bringing them together. But you need to keep that connection. If you want to progress from here, you can come into both legs, extending out and in, extending out and in. So we did this last week or the other week, I think. I want you to really think about this. Keep breathing. You can hear my breath. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, let's come to the other side for those side planks. So elbow underneath the shoulder, feet back in line with your bottom. Let's lift up, take that top hand up, and let's come into our thread the needle. One more. And coming back down. Good job. Let's come back over onto our backs here. Feet are going to be up in tabletop position. Hands together as one. Let's come into Nutcracker 1. So curling up, separating your knees, bringing your hands between. Inhale to lower head and shoulders. Knees come back together. Make sure your heels are staying together the whole time. The toes can come apart. When we're separating those knees, don't let them creep in closer towards your chest. You want to keep them out at that 90-degree bend. From here, we'll flow into Nutcracker 2. So curl up, extend the legs high and wide. Inhale to lower feet to tabletop. Head and shoulders lower down. Let's do 2 more. 1 more. And lowering back down. Take those feet nice and wide. And let's windscreen wiper those legs. Okay, keeping the feet hip distance apart now, we're going to come into our pelvic curl. So inhale, tighten core. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Press the low back into the mat and slowly curl up 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale to slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. I don't want you to be jutting those hips up. Keep it nice and slow. Squeeze those glutes at the top. So just peeling that spine up. Relaxing the shoulders. Next time you curl up, let's stay up here and pulse those hips. Just tiny little pulses. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lowering down 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's reset, curl up again. When you get up here, I want you to lift those heels. Now notice if the pressure's even across the balls of the feet, let's lower the heels. Lift the heels, lower, lift and lower, lift, hold here. Let's pulse those hips. Tiny little pulses for 8, 7. Make sure the knees are not coming apart. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep your heels lifted and slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Keep those heels lifted. Let's curl back up. You'll feel the quads a little bit more than normal, and obviously your calves are working as well. Keep those heels up, get those really big high stilettos on. Watch the knees, make sure they're still an extension from your hips. Curling up again. Holding here. Right leg. Now I want you to focus on your core working here. Obviously the backs of the legs and the glutes are working though too. Keep everything nice and still. If this is not achievable on the balls of your feet, come back down to the heels. Otherwise, let's lift 1 foot into tabletop, lower it down, lift the other foot into tabletop, lower it down, and again, lift and lower. 1 more, you've got it, lift and lower. Keep the heels lifted and slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good job. Grab those knees, draw them in towards your chest and rock from side to side. Whew, good job. All right, let's roll over on our sides. Arm out nice and long, feet back in line with your bottom, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Get that little bit of a gap underneath your waist, so pressing that top hip away. Let's come into clam 1. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Keep those heels together. Toes can be apart, but the heels need to stay together. Don't roll through those hips. If it feels a little bit funny, sometimes that's your body telling you you're not in that right position. Just check. They need to be on top of each other. Sometimes if you take that top hand overhead as well, that'll create that little gap underneath your waist, and then you can bring it back. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Keep the ribs nice and tight. Draw that pelvic floor up, draw those hip bones together. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pop your feet up. Let's come into clam 2, kick out. Now, when you've popped those feet up, I want you to make sure that your hips haven't rolled forward. Exhale to open, extend that leg. Now remember, we want it back in line with our bottom and at hip height or slightly higher. Exhale to open, extend the leg. Inhale to bring it in and close. Squeeze that glute. When you're extending that leg, if you don't have that mind to muscle connection, that extension might feel like it's a nothing move. And again, remember, we have to have the foot at hip height or slightly higher. Otherwise, it can start to pinch your hip and it won't be working the glute as effectively. Next time you extend that leg out, hold it there. Let's come into circles, tiny little circles. Now, the torso should not be moving. All that's moving is that leg. Think about a cup and saucer. The circle is no bigger than the saucer. That underneath foot is still lifted, so you are testing your balance a little bit. If it's too much, pop the top hand down. But in reality, if you're making those small circles, it should be fine. Let's change direction of the circle. And keep breathing. We're here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Good job. Maybe tap that glute out. Let's take the knees and feet to the front of the mat. We're coming into clam 3 kick out. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Make sure those hips have stayed stacked. Foot remains flexed. Knees and feet at the front of the mat. Keeping the core tight. Remember, we want to think about this. So just think about when you're taking that knee up, still think about, have you got those hip bones drawing in together and drawing back in towards the spine? Next time you lift up, let's stay here and pulse it. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Tap that glute out. Beautiful work. Let's come up, kneeling. I want you to take that leg out nice and long, and we're going to come into a little oblique crunches here. Take the hands behind the head. As you come down, hold, extend out, come in and up, down, out, in and up. On the next one that we come down, take the arms out, come all the way over, take that hand underneath your shoulder. Let's lift and lower, lift and lower. Make sure your body is in one nice straight line, so you're not leaning forwards or backwards. So the hand shouldn't be further forward in front of the knee or behind. Keep breathing. Lift it up and pulse it. Tiny little pulses. You've got 8, 7, 6. You can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Oh, that glute did amazing for you. Let's lay down. Feet, bottom, shoulders, all in one nice long line. Let's come into clam 1. Exhale to open, inhale to close. Keep those feet squeezed together, especially the heels. We want that underside of the waist lifted. So remember, you can take that top hand overhead to make sure you get that position. Core is nice and tight. Ribs are in tight, drawing that pelvic floor up. My 2 puppies have just ran out the side here, so hopefully we're not going to have a bit of background noise of them barking, but who knows? Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Lift those feet up. Keep the underside of the waist lifted. Let's go clam 2, kick out. Squeeze that glute as you extend that leg out. Good job. Keep the underside of the waist lifted. Extend that leg back in line with the bottom. On the next one, we're going to hold it out there, come into those circles, tiny little circles to keep that torso nice and still. As I said last time, you can pop that hand down if you like, but I'd really like you to try and just keep them really steady, keep that core tight. At the minute you are losing your form though, you need to pop that hand down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and change directions. Keep that other foot lifted. Yes, it's testing your balance, but it's also making you work that core that little bit more, which you know I love. Keep breathing. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring the knees and feet to the front of the mat, straight into clam 3, kick out. Exhale to open, inhale to close. I feel like I'm going to go over, but I don't think I will actually. Make sure those hips are still stacked and you've got that top hip pressed away. Okay, come up and we're going to pulse it. Tiny little pulses for 8, 7, 6. Keep the torso still. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, let's come up. Take that leg out nice and long, and let's come into those little oblique crunches. Okay, hands behind the head. Come down, out, up, and up. One more. Lean over. Let's go. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep the control. Hold it up and pulse it. Tiny little pulses. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, let's come into our hinge. So we're going to work those quads. Knees are hip distance apart, hands are out in front. Now keep your body in one straight line. We're going to hinge back and up. Hinge back and up. Keep a nice straight line. Core is engaged. Next time you come back, hold here, take one hand up, lower it, take the other hand up, lower it, and come back up. Let's go again, down, lift, lower, come back up. We'll do it one more time, but both hands coming up, core engaged, glutes engaged, quads engaged, and come back up. Good job. All right, let's come standing. Shake those quads out to start with. We're going to come into our curtsy lunges. So we come down and back, up and in. So that knee is coming behind. This knee is slightly coming out to the side. Getting down nice and low. Knee straight behind that other ankle. Keep breathing. Let's come down and pulse it. You've got 8, 7, get low, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Up, straight into the other side. You've got it. You can do it. It's not long. You know that. Come on. Keep breathing. Okay, next time you come down, let's hold it and pulse it. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, let's squat down. This leg, let's tap it out, bring it in. Tap it out, bring it in. Keep this knee tracking over the toes. Really sit heavy into this heel. With your foot, you want to think about the tripod stance. So we go across the balls of the foot, down the sides to the heel. Keep the arch lifted. Don't flatten into that foot. Next time you come out, hold. Let's lift and lower. Just little lift and lower. We don't want the rest of the body moving. It's just that leg lifting and lowering. You've got it. You can hear me breathing. Lift it up and pulse it. Keep your balance. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Straight to the other side. You've got it. Keep the knee tracking over the toes. Arch of the foot lifted. Out and lift. Lower. Keep the rest of the body still. It's just that leg lifting and lowering. The rest of the body does not move. Let's lift it up and pulse it. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, I want you to bring the heels of the feet together. Toes are externally rotated. Let's come down and up. So we're in a little frog position. Squeeze those thighs together when you're coming up. I want you to think about a zip between the knees to the groin. Really squeeze up. Let's come down, hold here. Bring the knees together and apart, knees together and apart. You've got it. Stay with me, stay low. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold and pulse it. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Shake it out. All the hard work is done. Let's come into our quad stretch, bringing your foot towards your bottom, knee directly underneath your hip. If you're struggling for balance, just come up against a wall somewhere. Whew. And swap sides. And coming into your hamstring stretch. So hinging over, toes coming up towards the ceiling. And swap sides. Let's come down, kneeling. We're going to come into our cat-cow, pressing into the hands and knees, rounding through the back, head and tailbone coming under, and inhale to reverse. One more each direction. And coming back to neutral. From here, take the knees wide, toes together, and come down into your child's pose. And coming back up. Let's bring one knee through towards the outside of the mat. Back leg is out nice and long. You want the hips square, so not rolling onto that front hip. And then if you can, lowering down onto the forearms. Press the back toes under, come up onto your hands, pike your bottom up, and let's come into our downward facing dog, pedaling out through those feet. And let's bring the other leg through. Getting those hips nice and square again, and then lowering down. And then rolling onto that glute, bringing yourself over. And I thank you once again for joining me in this session. Any questions, any problems, any queries at all, please message me and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.